What is going on, YouTube? It is Primitive here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a match from our most recent locals, and this is going to be between myself on the left playing BlackWarGreymon, and then on the right we will be having D-Brigade. So to start off, I am building up that blocker Greymon in the back, which is a very important card in this matchup because you really just want to be blocking, and I play out that Agumon and I do whiff, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's not that big of a deal. My opponent will promote, they get to gain the memory from the Kazu, and they swing and decide to not suspend the Kazu to draw and trash, which is a bit interesting because from my experience a lot of the times I do that quite a bit. But I'm going to de-digivolve and pop here so that way they don't get the Kazu memory, and also they do end up whiffing off the Pagumon, so that is pretty good value for me. And now the Higurumon going to start getting some more D-Brigade cards into trash and start cycling, but I am at an ultimate now and they have two 3-cost option cards, so since we are playing BlackWarGreymon, it is looking very beautiful to just go ahead and pop those two right now while having the BlackWarGreymon blocker set up. So I am just going to block here all turns when your opponent's Digimon is deleted, unsuspend, so they will be able to play out that Commandramon, but they can't attack with it this turn. So BlackWarGreymon is just a very strong blocker into this matchup, but it's going to be a lot harder to find the cards that you need with the two Kazus gone, because that is a lot of cycle gone, and also just ways to get cards into the trash for your Darkdramon, which they will probably get up there anyway, just because I'm gonna have to delete pretty much everything that comes out, and they are gonna put a Tankdramon in there with the Higurumon, and then the Pride Memory Boost doesn't hit anything that goes important into trash as far as D-Brigade wise, but they do get a blocker Commandramon out, so there is two out there, which is a bit annoying. I am going to have to clear one out, which is fine because I will be able to swing over with the Metal Greymon and then unsuspend with the BlackWarGreymon effect, so we can get rid of one and then Digivolve up into another blocker Greymon, and then I'm going to Digivolve up on top of that with the Metal Greymon, because this then allows me to delete a 3k or less, so I can delete the Commandramon, and now I have two blockers out and one of them unsuspends, so they are not going to be getting any damage through anytime soon. But it's still not over because my opponent can go pretty far wide. They are going to play the Chumon, which sometimes can be annoying, but I do have to delete something right here, and I'm just going to choose the Chumon because it's the only floodgate. The only things I'm gaining memory from are the BT5 Greymon and the red memory boost, I believe, that can be blocked. So it doesn't really matter which one I get rid of, just get rid of the Chumon, and then if they don't have enough Commandramons in trash, then they will have to get it in there to go for the Darkdramon. And I kind of want to keep my BlackWarGreymon unsuspended for if a potential Darkdramon does come out, so that way I can block that. Darkdramon's just a bit more annoying than the rookies just for DP reasons, and they can potentially go into a level 7 on top of the Darkdramon, so I don't know if they are playing one, but it has more of a threat, so I just want to make sure I can go for that. But now going into the turn, I have 5 swings on board with the Gaomon, so if everything does survive, I can go in for the Blitz Omnimon right now, and I feel very comfortable doing this because I have Crimson Blaze in hand. So if something were to go wrong, I could just play the Crimson Blaze and clear the board. So I decided let's go in. It ends up working out, and I can Blitz Omni and get the first game. And so my opponent's going to choose to go first, which makes sense for the D-Brigade, and we're just going to try to go with the same game plan. I'm going to set up the tie right now so that way I can just have Memory Tamer, and also late game I can try to go in for more swings because I was not having the most memory the last game, so getting the tie out is fine right here. I do have the blocker Greymon in the back. I think I have 3 of them in my hand, so I have to Digivolve one up, and I am really considering if I want to play the Crimson Blaze right here, but I end up just swinging over. I think I maybe could have done it just to get rid of the aggression. I was thinking I wanted to get more value out of it, but regardless, let's put them at 1 with the Cool Boy, trying to find that Greymon X antibody, of course, or the Metal Greymon X antibody, and if they do hit it, then you want to get that value. And now red memory boost coming out, so I'm already super low on security, and I don't really have the ultimate to be able to set up blockers, so my opponent might just be able to go for game. They have 2 Digimon on the board and then 1 in the back, and this is where I don't even really want to watch this turn again because I know how bad it is going to be. I don't really have any good explanation for why I do this other than I just kind of didn't pay attention to how much security I have. I end up playing the Agumon out here to try to search for something to put on top of the blocker Greymon, which would have been great, but now I'm going to swing over and I'm going to play Crimson Blaze for 1 extra memory to delete the Digimon, and then that's when I realized that I only had 1 security and there was nothing I could really do, so I should have just played the Crimson Blaze because I was just going to put a champion on top of the Agumon that I played after that. Then I realized that there's just too much damage, and I know that they're going to have the Darkdramon, and so I had to try to clear those off the board. There was really no reason for me to swing over at that point, but regardless, my opponent had it every which way. So going into game 3, I am going to be having them go first because I do want to go second and find that draw. I need to get as much search as I can as to where the D-Brigade does like going aggressive early, and they also have a pretty consistent build with just a bunch of rookies. But gonna get that early Kazu draw and trash, and then Pride Memory Boost. Gonna be able to play out the blocker Commandramon, and then play Haguru, pitching out the decoy Commandramon. And I am looking a little bit rough right now because I do need the blocker Greymon. We saw how important it was in the early game, so need to try to set that up as fast as possible. So I do have one in the hand, I do believe, and then I also got the ultimate to set up now, so that is going to be nice. So I am going to Digivolve up right here. I'd like to have the Greymon X Antibody, but I don't, so I'm just going to pitch to 4 and then get rid of the blocker Commandramon, so that way I can get aggressive if I want to, at least swing in with the Agumon that's on the board, because if I can pitch early, that'll be nice. I did put the Blitz Omnimon to the bottom, and I am only playing 1, so not going to be able to really rely on that this game. I don't think there's any way that we get to the bottom of the deck. This deck is just way too fast, and I don't think we draw enough to really match how fast D-Brigade wants to end the game. Is he going to come out right now showing the 3 Commandramon, so just get to rearrange them and put me at 1. And that obviously is going to be pretty annoying because I'm going to need more memory than that. So I'm going to put the Agumons in the back. I am going to go to the Metal Greymon X, not really for the security attack, more so just for the cycle, because I am going to go for the BlackWarGreymon to pop the Izzy. I could pop the Kazu as well, but that actually might have been better, but I figured for the long term, getting rid of the Memory Tamer is better. But I didn't want to swing in that turn because if they did promote, I wanted to keep my blocker unsuspended, and now they are just going to go wide, and this is where I should play the Crimson Blaze, so I have to think about if there's anything better for me to do, but I don't really think there is, so I am going to swing in first, because even if I swing in, I'm not going to go down to really anything in security, and if they block, I will unsuspend, and then if I play Crimson Blaze, I'll unsuspend regardless. But now they played the Izzy, they gain the memory. That doesn't matter too much as far as how much I'm going to be putting them at for memory, but it is super annoying because I just got rid of that Izzy, and now they're going to be able to keep going to 3 every single turn, which means I'm not going to be able to even really potentially consider the chance of putting them down to, you know, 1 memory, so that way they can't get up into Darkdramon. So this gets really hard because I didn't have the Greymon X Antibody on that stack either, so now I get hit by the Iron Fisted Onslaught, so now I get to finally put 1 on top. I can't delete anything right here because this is a 5k rookie and not a 3k, so nothing to do Digivolve, nothing to pop, but I do set up another blocker stack, and this one does have protection from something like Iron Fisted Onslaught, but losing my stack right there was a huge momentum shift, so I am hurting. My opponent is going to have to dilute the top of their deck with the Commandramons a little bit, so that isn't the biggest a deal, but I just really need to get back up into BlackWarGreymon and be able to get rid of this Darkdramon, so that way it doesn't just get the chance to keep swinging every turn. Another Pride Memory Boost coming out, so just swarming the board, having so much memory every single turn and a lot of resources. Got to Digivolve up, but gonna start off with the Agumon. Get rid of the Dorbikmon, which would have potentially been nice because it is our other finisher besides the Blitz Omnimon, but still need our other Megas a little bit more. So I do have the Alterous mode in hand, which will allow me to pop at least 1 Digimon, which will be nice, and I also have the Metal Greymon X, but first play the Cool Boy, so that way I can get extra draw and the memory gain when I Digivolve up here, but get rid of the blocker because the blocker is super annoying, and now I boost up the plus 3k. This would allow me to go 12k over my opponent's 11k Darkdramon, but I am just going to go up into the Gaomon regardless because my opponent is going to go up to the 3 memory, so I Digivolve for 5. I will be able to blitz into it. I am way bigger now, but I do have reboot and blocker, so that does save me at least 1 check. Unfortunately, BlackWarGreymon does have the ability to unsuspend after it blocks and deletes something. Gaomon does not, so I am going to let them swing in early first, so that way, again, if they go with the Darkdramon, I can block it, so that way have the bigger Digimon get deleted and leave the smaller Digimon down. But as of right now, I am getting pretty hurt, so I have to consider, Do I want them to play the Darkdramon this turn, or do I want to block right here? Still going to go playing on the Darkdramon. I don't know if it matters as much, but the Darkdramon does come out, so going to be able to block this for sure. They have to swing it in just to threaten it. I think even if it goes down, it's not that big of a deal to them, because as you saw, they put another Darkdramon into the stack, so they will be able to draw one soon. And I know that in 5 cards I will see another Darkdramon come out, which is going to become a little bit relevant a little bit later, but now getting put to 1, which is something that has been hindering to the deck and my testing a little bit. And so I did up the memory tamers, but still not finding it here. Gonna swing over the Chumon so that way I can go into the BT5 Greymon. I would need to gain the memory right there so I can at least get something going. If I didn't get rid of the Chumon, then I would just pass turn off of that. And my opponent's gonna go to 3, so I don't really want to just give them all that extra memory. Now I go to the Greymon X Antibody. This allows me to gain the memory, go to 1. Now go for the tie, put my opponent to the 3 that they're going to be at, but now I finally have a memory tamer. They are going to swing in, play down the Commandramon, and this is where I have to go all or nothing right here because my opponent has a Digimon on board, a Digimon in back. I only have 1 blocker, and there is a Darkdramon coming soon because of the Kazu draws. So all or nothing, hope for no removal. I have to go in. I have 3 checks because of the tie, so swing in, but I do hit the Kongu, which means that I can no longer swing in with my Greymons. If I had a good shot at being able to just swing and go in, and I did have a little cut right there because I did spend probably a good minute thinking about this play. My opponent was cool with it, we were talking about it, but there was nothing I could do. The Kongu is going to just shut me out right there to be able to go for games. So that is how D-Brigade goes. They have the space to play some very strong option cards that can really screw you over in security, and we've seen that time and time again. But D-Brigade taking it over a BlackWarGreymon. So if you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe because I'll be bringing you even more Digimon content. But with that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you next time. Peace out.